Uh, Good evening, all of you. I think you all are keep well with this critical situation. Hello, anybody can hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you.
Okay. Now, good evening, all of you. I hope you are all keep well with this critical situation, and we need to protect ourselves from this disease in the future. Okay. Now, today we are going to discuss and learn about the dogs of the wild or family Canidae. Today, I hope to talk only about the basics of this family, as this topics covers a wide range. If you want to know more about this, we can talk about it in a next session. Okay. As a pet, and you have often seen dogs, those experience and observation will help you understand this lecture. Before this session, I would like to thank for Mr. Ishanda Senaviratne, Mr. Kamindu Tilina, and Mr. Pugudu Veeraratne, Dr. Miss Sirisha Harishchandra, and especially Miss Sajani Gamage and Varuna Ruwan Patirana. Now, I hope to conduct that lecture with English, but sometimes I will use Sinhala to well explain. Now we can start our session. I will conduct that lecture as following topics. I think it may help to understand about those things. Next slide, please. Next slide. Those are the following topics: scientific classification, introduction, dental formula, evolution, reproduction, behavior, hunting, communication, importance of Canidae, threats, conservation status, and Sri Lanka members of Canidae. Now, those are the topics. Now we can go to next slide. Oh, this is the scientific classification levels. Now you are know this scientific classification levels. Kingdom Animalia. Can anybody tell about that kingdom Animalia? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
So it contains organisms that are heterotrophic in nature.
Yeah, good. Kingdom Animalia, all animals belong to that kingdom. Okay. Then the kingdom Animalia divided into the two parts, vertebrates and invertebrates. Now then you know who are the vertebrates. What is the who are the vertebrates animals?
The animals with the
The
backbone.
animals
So,
with the backbone.
The backbone or vertebral column.
Yeah. Then the that vertebrate phylum Chordata divided into the classes. Then Chondrichthyes, Octrichthyes, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. Pisces and then the this Mammalia class Mammalia divided into the orders. One of order is a Carnivora. Carnivora means order Carnivora.
Carnivorous animal.
Yeah.
Animals who eat meat.
Yeah. Good. Then the order that order Carnivora divided into the families. Okay. then today we talk about the family Canidae. Then can you tell about the other families in that order Carnivora?
The Felidae.
Felidae, yeah, good. Family Felidae, family Viveridae, family Ursidae. There are lot of families in that order. Then the family Canidae divided into the genus, 14 genus. Okay, into the 14 genus. Now you can see some genus in this family. Now you can see uh, next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, sorry, next slide. Yeah, now you can see the some of genus of this family Canidae. Okay, one of the genus is famous genus is genus Canis. It include dogs, jackals, wolves, and etc. Okay, now we can go to the next slide. Introduction. Dogs and humans have been best friends for thousands of years. Researchers know that dogs regularly lived with humans by about 10,000 years ago. Okay, and dogs and people are found buried together as early as 14,000 years ago, and for even longer, perhaps hundreds of thousands of years, humans walked alongside the domestic dog's ancestor, an extinct species of wolf. Okay, domestic dogs and wolves are part of a large taxonomic family called Canidae. Okay, then the Canidae is a Latin word. It means is dog. Okay, මේ කැනිඩ කියන වචනය ලතින් භාෂාවෙත් බිඳිලා ආපු වචනයක්. ඒකට ඒකේ තේරුම තමයි සුනඛයා නැත්නම් බල්ලා කියන අර්ථය. There are 34 species in this family and they are widely distributed, occurring on all continents except Antarctica. මේගොල්ලෝ ලෝකෙ හැම පැත්තම වගේ ව්‍යාප්ත වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ඇන්ටාර්ක්ටිකාව ඇතුළු සෑම පැත්තක්ම වගේ ව්‍යාප්ත වෙලා ඉන්නවා. Then they live in a variety of environments including tundra, deserts, savanna, rainforest, taiga and etc. මේගොල්ලෝ ලොකු මේගොල්ලොන්ගේ විවිධත්වය ගත්තොත් ජීවත් වෙන මේගොල්ලෝගේ වාසස්ථාන විවිධත්වය ගත්තොත් මේගොල්ලෝ ලොකු වාසස්ථාන විවිධත්වයක වාසය කරනවා. කාන්තාරවලද, ටයිගාවලද, වැසි වනාන්තරවලද ඒ වගේ හැම විවිධත්වයක් තියෙන තැනකම මේගොල්ලෝ ඉන්නවා. Then now we can go to the next slide. Canids are more omnivorous than many carnivores, but meat is important part of their diet. Okay, their size is in a variety range between 24 centimeter to 2 meter. Canids are digitigrade animals, and they have a deep chested body and a long muscle, pointed snouts and long legs, bushy tail and padded feet with non-retractable claws. ඒගොල්ලොන්ට දිග කකුල් තියෙනවා, ඒ වගේම හොඳින් වර්ධනය වුණු හොම්බක් තියෙනවා, ඒ වගේම ඒගොල්ලොන්ට bushy tail එකක් තියෙනවා. මේවා තමයි ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ මූලික ලක්ෂණ. Then can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
who is the largest member of this family? Anybody?
Direwolf.
Great
Direwolf.
grey wolf. Grey wolf. Scandinavian
Yeah,
grey wolf.
Yeah, grey wolf. Yeah, good. Then they are digitigrade animals. Who are the digitigrade animals? Can anybody tell about that? Who are the digitigrades?
They hunt in packs.
No, no. Digigrades mean they walk on their toes. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒගොල්ලෝගේ ඇඟිලි මතින් තමයි ගමන් කරන්නේ. ඇඟිලි මත තමයි ගමන් කරන්නේ. ඒක අපි කියන ඒගොල්ලොට අඟුලිචාරී සතුන් කියනවා. හරිද? A digigrade means they walk on their toes. Okay. Then we can go to the next slide. This is the skeleton system of family Canidae member. Now you can see they have long legs and pointed snouts. Okay, then the very strong skeletal system. Okay, මේගොල්ලොන්ට හොඳින් වර්ධනය වුණු අස්ථි පද්ධතියක් තියෙනවා. දිග කකුල්, ඒ වගේම දිග හොම්බක්, හොඳින් වර්ධනය වුණු හොම්බක්, ඒ වගේම ඒ වගේ දේවල් තියෙනවා. Why they have long legs? Can anybody tell about that?
To run fast, sir.
Yeah, good.
Run
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, good. They have run fast. Then we can go to the next slide. Then they walk on their toes. That is digigrade animals. අපි අඟුලිචාරී සතුන් කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇවිදින්නේ ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ ඇඟිලි මතින්. ඕකේ. ඒ වගේ සතුන්ට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ digigrade animals ලා කියලා. They have five feet. They have 5 toes on their front feet and 4 toes on their hind feet. Their lifespan between 3 years to 16 years, weight between 618 gram to 80 kilograms. Okay. And it is only member, the order Carnivora, that is represented in Australia. Okay. Now we can go to the next slide. Their weight, I told their weight. Their length between 30 centimeter to 1.6 meter. Then their height between 20 centimeter to 85 centimeter. All their body types between variety range. Okay. A dog's nose is also important for temperature control. All canids lack sweat glands, which means they cannot shed heat through respiration. Okay. Sweat glands only present in the foot pads are not significant to heat dissipation. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, is that why a dog's nose is always wet, sir?
Yeah. The dog nose is a temperature control system. ඒ කියන්නේ then I told that it ඒගොල්ලොන්ට නැහැ ෂෙඩ් මේ දහදිය ගන්ති කියන එක ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ හැමේ පිහිටලා නැහැ. ඒ වෙනුවට ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ temperature control. The dog nose is also important for temperature control. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට දහඩිය දානවා වගේ මේ කැනිඩ්ලගේ උෂ්ණත්වය යාමනය කරන්නේ ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ නාසය. Okay. The dog nose is also important for temperature control. That why is their nose is always wet. Okay.
So then dogs are not like well when they are sick. The nose is dry, right?
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Then we can go to the next slide. This is the dental formula. What is the special special things you can see that dental formula?
Big canines, sir.
Yeah, canines. Then incisors. Then
molars and premolars.
molars and premolars. Okay. canids have nearly a full set of teeth with the following dental formula. Okay, incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. Okay, then they have teeth between 32 to 40, 38 to 42 teeth. Canids use their premolars for cutting and crushing, except for the upper fourth premolar. Okay, now you can see in the upper P4, fourth premolar, upper fourth premolar. Okay, that is only used for cutting. Then they use their molars for grinding, except for the lower first molar that has evolved for the both cutting and grinding, depending on the canid's dietary adaptation. Then you can see upper fourth premolar and the lower first molar. They are well developed teeth. Why they are well developed? Then this upper fourth premolar and lower first molar. Any can tell body? Any can tell body? Anyone can tell body? කාඩරි කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඇයි ඒක එහෙම වර්ධනය වෙලා තියෙන කියලා?
To crush bones.
Yeah, good. To crush bone. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දකින්න ඔයගොල්ලන් ගියල්ලල සුරසල් සසුන විදිහට මේගොල්ලෝ හදනවා නම් ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ මස් කට්ටක් වගේ දුන්නාම අර කිව්වා වගේ to crush bone ඒගොල්ලෝ මස් කට්ට කඩන්නේ ඒ හක්කේ තියෙන ඔය දත් දෙක උපයෝගී කරගෙන. Okay, then we can go to the next slide. Then I told that things. Okay, can it use their premolars for the cutting and crushing? Okay, then the especially their upper fourth premolar and the lower first molar is very important for crushing bones. Okay, now we can go to the next slide. Then the evolution is the most important thing. Evolution. There are fossil records of the canid date back to the Oligocene and the Miocene, making them one of the oldest extant group of carnivores. Okay, all canidates are believed to have evolved from a group of prehistoric carnivores known as Miocids that lived between 62 to 55 million years ago. Okay, then recent research suggests that the several different types of wolf like canids appeared about 2 to 3 million years ago. Okay, ඒ කියන්නේ මේගොල්ලොන්ගේ පොසිල ඔලිගොසීන් සහ මයෝසීන් කියන යුග වෙනකන් යුගවලදී අපිට හම්බ වෙනවා ගවේෂණය කරනකොට. එතකොට මේගොල්ලෝ තමයි පරණතම කානිවෝරා සමාජිකයන් වෙන්නේ. සමාජිකයෝ වෙනවා. Okay.
Yeah, there was a species of dog in Sri Lanka called Stringala hound, right?
Yeah. It's the extant. I think it's the extinct species. Okay.
Yeah, they are not extinct. They are like still there, but the purebred ones are only in London.
Yeah. It's the hybrid. I think hybrid species.
Yeah, they crossbred with Dalmatians and German Shepherds brought here by like the English in the 1800s, and now there are no purebred Sinhala hounds.
Yeah. Good. Then we can go to the next slide. Now you can see their evolution. 45 million years ago, up to around 2 million years ago, a massive species known as bear dogs. They live in, they roamed North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Okay, they are big. They are big dogs. We call them bear dogs. Then the around 25 million years ago, a species known as Cynodontic spirits in two, evolving in African hunting dogs and Eurasian wolves and dogs. Okay. Then the around 7 million ago, Tomax had the appearance of dog, such as a powerful biting jaw, long tail, and sharp claws. Okay, now you can see the bottom one is Tamaracus. Tamaracotus. Okay, then the appearance of dog. They had appearance of dog, such as powerful biting jaw, long tail, and sharp claws. Okay, මේක ටැමරකස් කියන එක්කෙනත් මේ අවුරුදු මිලියන් 7කට කලින් වගේ වාසය කරලා තියෙනවා. යා මේ බල්ලෙක්ට සමාන මේ කියන ගෘහස්ථිත බල්ලෙක්ට සමාන ලක්ෂණ පෙන්눔 කරලා තියෙනවා. Then we can go to the next slide. Their reproduction. They canines bear as few as 4 and as many as 20 offspring after gestation period of about 50 to 80 days. Okay, they are born young and helpless and require long period of care. Then are kept in a den, most often dug into the ground for warmth and protection. Okay, මේගොල්ලොන්ට දින 50ක් දින 80ක් වැනි ගැප් කාලෙකින් පසුව පැටව් 4 ඉඳලා පැටව් 20 වෙනකන් වගේ පැටව් ප්‍රමාණයක් බිහි කරනවා. මේගොල්ලෝ මේ වැඩිහිටි සතුන් සහ දෙමව්පිය සතුන් මේ පැටවුව රැක බලා ගැනීම සිදු කරනවා. Okay, then when they begin eating solid food, both parents and often other pack members bring food back for them from the hunt. Okay, මේගොල්ලොන්ට දෙමව්පිය සහ ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ රැළේ ඉන්න වැඩිහිටි සමාජික සතුන් මේගොල්ලොන්ට ආහාර ගෙනල්ලා දීම සිදු කරනවා ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ දඩයම තුලින්. Then this is the most often vomited up from the animal's stomach. Okay, the young canids may take a year to mature and learn skills they need to survive. Then you can see the mother with their cubs. Okay, but there are 2 cubs only you can see, but there are many cubs have in the wild. Smaller canines species reach sexual maturity at around a year, but larger species like the wolf take at least 2 years to reach reproductive age. Okay, now ඒගොල්ලෝ ලිංගිකව පරිණත වෙන්න අවුරුද්දක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් ගත වෙනවා. මේ කුඩා විශේෂ නමුත් විශාල විශේෂ අවුරුදු දෙකක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් ගන්නවා. Then we can go to next slide, please. Yeah.
Sir, in the wild, when dogs reach adulthood, do they remain with the parent or do they leave?
Sorry.
So in the wild, when a dog reaches adulthood, do they remain with the parent or do they leave?
Then ඒගොල්ලෝ බොහෝ වෙලාවට දෙමව්පිය සතුන් බලා ගන්නවා නැත්නම් දෙමව්පිය සතුන් අතහැරලා යනවා. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේගොල්ලෝ වර්ධනය වුණාම මේගොල්ලෝ ලොකු වුණාම පිරිමි සතුන් වගේ කට්ටිය මේ රැළෙන් අයින් වෙලා යනවා. Okay.
Okay.
Then those are the following things I told one. Then we can go to the next slide. Behavior. Then their behavior they are mostly social animals and very territorial, living together in family units or small groups and behaving cooperatively. Okay. Scent glands are also important in the social behavior of this species. This includes anal glands and glands on the dorsal surface of the tail near the base. Then the canid packs, there is a system of dominance so that the strongest, most experienced animals lead the pack. In most cases, the dominant male and female are the only pack members to breed, and the litter of young are reared annually in underground den. මේගොල්ලෝ සමාජී වශයෙන් හැසිරෙන සතුන්. එතකොට මේගොල්ලොන්ගේ බොහෝ වෙලාවට ඒ රැළේ ඉන්න ප්‍රමුඛතම පිරිමි සහ ගැහැණු සතා විතරයි බොහෝ විට ප්‍රජනනය සිදු කළා ඊළඟ පරම්පරාව බිහි කරන්නේ. Now you can see they are mostly social animals. They are attacked to teach cheetah. Okay. Now you can see they are brave and they are very social animals. They have pack members about 19, or there are a lot of pack members in their packs. Okay. ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ කණ්ඩායම් තුල විශාල සමාජිකීය ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ කිසිම වෙලාවකවත් බය නැහැ ඕන කෙනෙක්ට පහර දෙන්න. මොකද ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ කණ්ඩායමක් සතු විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉන්නවා. Then we can go to the hunting. Their hunting behavior is they catch prey by pursuit or long distance in relatively open terrain until the prey tires. Okay. Now can you tell about there are two types of predators. One of the pursuit predators, other one is
Ambush.
Yeah, ambush.
Ambush.
Yeah, good. Ambush predators. එතකොට මේගොල්ලෝ pursuit ඒ කියන්නේ හඹාගෙන ලුහු බැඳලා ගොදුරු අල්ලගන්න විලෝපිකයන්. අර කිව්වා වගේ ambush predators ලා කියන්නේ සැඟවින්දලා පහර දෙන කට්ටිය. Can anybody give some example for the ambush predator?
Tiger.
So
Yeah,
tigers, lions.
Leopards, lions,
Yeah.
leopards.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay. This is the grey wolf pack with bison. They attack the bison. Then the kills are made by grabbing for the nape of the neck, tackling the prey to the ground. Okay. The neck grab is followed by a violent shake, which may dislocate the neck of the prey. Large prey may be immobilized by biting into the soft parts of the underbelly, often resulting in disembowelment and death from shock. මේගොල්ලෝ තරමක් විශාල ගොදුරක් හම්බුනහම කරන්නේ බඩ යට සහ ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ තියෙන අර soft parts, ඒ කියන්නේ soft muscles මේ ඇදලා ඒ කියන්නේ හපලා ඉරලා ගන්නවා ඒ muscles. එතකොට අර ගොදුර අඩපණ වෙනවා මේ කම්පනයක් සමගම. Okay. Then the grey wolf pack with bison. They attack the bison biting into the soft parts of underbelly, often result is disembowelment and death from shock. Now we can go for next slide. Their communication. Canids communicate with each other by scent signals, by visual clues and gestures, and by vocalization such as growls, barks, and howls. In most cases, groups have a home territory from which they drive out others. Their territory is marked by leaving urine scent marks which warn trespassing individuals. Okay. ඒගොල්ලෝ communicate කරද්දී ඒගොල්ලෝ භාවිතා කරනවා send signals, visual clues, vocalization, then the urination වගේ දේවල් භාවිතා කරන. කියන්නේ මේක ගන්ධ සංවේදන, ඊට පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ ශබ්දයෙන් කරන සංනිවේදන, ඒ වගේම ඒගොල්ලෝ මුත්‍රා කිරීමෙන් කරන සංනිවේදන වගේ දේවල් භාවිතා කරනවා. This is the vocalization. The group of wolf they communicate each other by vocalization. Then we can go to next slide. Importance of canidae. Now anybody can tell about that importance. What are the importance? Sorry.
To keep animals like deer, bison, and other large animals that might overpopulate to an extent.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Sir, because they hunt down herbivores that stops them from overpopulating and destroying all the plants.
Yeah, good. Then these canidae, they play an important role in eliminating sick and weak animals, thereby helping maintain the natural balance. The carcass of their prey also helps to redistribute nutrition and provide food for other wildlife species like birds, grizzly bears, and scavengers. Okay. At the top of the food web in some ecosystems, they do a great service to ecological balance. These dogs controlling the numbers of rodents and other small animals as well as large animals. Okay. Then another important, there is another important nature role they do it. Can anybody tell about that?
Eating dead animals.
Sorry.
Eating leftovers.
Most wild dogs
Eating
don't eat
carcass.
leftovers except hyenas.
Yeah. Then
Eating carcass.
yeah, good. ඒගොල්ලෝ අපි හඳුන්වනවා පරිසරයේ ඉන්න කසල සෝදක සතුන් විදිහට. ඒගොල්ලෝ අර මැරිච්ච සතුන්ගේ මලකුණු වගේ දේවල් ආහාරයට ගන්නවා. ඒක පරිසරය මේ සමතුලිතව තියාගන්න ලොකු උදව්වක්. මේගොල්ලන්ට අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා කසල සෝදක සතුන් විදිහට නම් කරනවා. Okay. I understand that point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then we can go to the next slide. There are threats. The wild canids are often seen as real or potential predators of domestic animals and have often been trapped, poisoned, and hunted because of this. Okay. Among canids, only the grey wolf has been known to prey on humans. Okay. Some canid species have also been trapped and hunted for their fur, and especially grey wolf and the red fox for sport. Some canids are now endangered in the wild due to the hunting, habitat loss, and the introduction of disease from the domestic dogs. Can anybody tell about the introduction of disease? One of disease.
Parvo,
Okay.
DHL,
Yeah, good. There are
fever,
tick fever. Yeah, good. There are introduction of disease from the domestic dogs. It is a very it is a big threat for this canid members. Okay. Then the Sri Lanka, there is a big threat for the wolf, for the golden jackal. Can anybody tell about that? Human wildlife conflict in Sri Lanka. It's a big threat for the golden jackal in Sri Lanka. ඒක නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මරණයට පත් වෙනවා.
Even the school children like carry knives and sticks to beat them up, right?
Yeah.
Even if they have rabies or not, they kill them.
මෙහෙමයි ඒගොල්ලොන් ගොඩක් සතුන්ට ජලබීතිකාව කියන රේබීස් රෝගී තත්ත්වයේ තියලා තියෙනවා ජලබීතිකා රෝගී තත්ත්වයේ තියලා තියෙනවා ඒකයි ඒ සතුන් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මිනිස් වාසස්ථාන වලට පැමිණෙන්නේ එතකොට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ සතුන් මිනිස්සුන්ට වැඩිය මිනිස්සු ගැවසෙන තැන් වලට වැඩිය එන්නේ නැහැ මොකද මේගොල්ලෝ මිනිස්සුන්ට එක්ක ගනුදෙනු කරන්න ඉතර ලොකු කැමැත්තක් නැහැ එතකොට අර ගොඩක් සතුන් අර කිව්වා වගේම ලංකාවේ ලංකාවේ මිනිස් වාසස්ථාන ආශ්‍රිතව හැසිරෙන්නේ ඒගොල්ලොන්ට ජලබීතිකා රෝග තත්ත්වයේ තියෙන නිසා okay then we can go to the next slide conservation status some canids are now endangered in the wild due to hunting habitat loss and the introduction of disease from the domestic dogs some species are threatened with extinction due to the aforementioned threats okay African wild dog dhole Darwin's fox red wolf and subspecies of grey wolf are classified as endangered or critically endangered on the IUCN red list of threatened species okay now there are lot of species faced to the threatened with extinction due to lot of threats then candidates of Sri Lanka the only one species is recorded as a member of this family in Sri Lanka the golden jackal is the one only wild canid living in Sri Lanka okay in present වර්තමානයේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මෙම වර්ගයේ ජීවත් වෙන්නේ golden jackal කියන සත්වයා පමණයි okay then we can go to the next slide this is the golden jackal in Sri Lanka okay then there are some species about the in this family there's a grey wolf the largest wild dog species the grey wolf is found across much of North America Europe and Asia they are categorized on least concern okay this is the largest wild dog species then this is the fennec fox the smallest member of this of the dog family they are very tiny and very little they are categorized on least concern there are we can found it hot arid parts of North Africa including Sahara desert එගන් මේගොල්ලෝ කාන්තාර ආශ්‍රිත ප්‍රදේශවල අධික ශුෂ්ක කලාපවල ජීවත් වෙන සතුන් now we can go to the next slide golden wolf the African golden wolf found in North and Northeast Africa they categorized least concern okay the African wild dog this is the very important species of this family it is easily identified due to the its patent code which give the species alternative name of African painted dog they categorize endangered species because the habitat loss and other threats මේගොල්ලෝ දැන් වයිල්ඩ් ඩොග්ස් ලා කිව්වහම ගොඩක් කට්ටිය ගොඩක් මේගොල්ලෝම තමයි නිරූපණය වෙන්නේ මේ family එක යටතේ then we can go to the next slide bat-eared fox now you can see their ear like bat-eared we also we call them bat-eared fox bat-eared fox is an African canid typically found in dry grassland habitats and they are categorized on least concern.
Sir.
Why? Okay, yeah.
Sir, I think I have heard that there are fennec foxes.
Yeah,
Are
Phoenix,
there?
Phoenix fox is the smallest member of this family. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Sir, you said that you asked what was the biggest canine species, right? When I like typed it in the internet time ago, like it said that it was like the dire wolf.
Yeah, there are some subspecies of gray wolf. The gray wolves divided into the subspecies. Their habitat range. Okay.
Pandemanian.
Yeah, good. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ග්‍රේ වුල්ෆ් කියන එක්කෙනා ඒ උපවිශේෂ වලට බෙදෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලොන් ඉන්න පරිසර පද්ධති සහ ඒගොල්ලෝ ජීවත් වෙන කලාපත් එක්ක ඒගොල්ලෝ විශේෂ ගණනාවකට බෙදෙනවා. ඒක තමයි මම කිව්වේ මේක ලොකු මාතෘකාවක්. මම මූලික ටික විතරයි මේ කතා කරන්නේ. ඒ කියන සබ්ස්පීසීස් වල ඉන්න කට්ටිය වෙන වෙනම හඳුන්වනවා. වෙන වෙන නම් තියෙනවා ඒගොල්ලොන්ට. අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේම ඒගොල්ලෝ බොහෝ වෙලාවට මේ කියන ග්‍රේ වුල්ෆ් ලගෙත් ලොකුම කට්ටි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Then the Darwin's fox. One is the endangered species in this family. There is a rare canid found in just 3 places in Chile and Chile. Okay. It lives in forest and it is rarely seen and they is categorized endangered. Why we call them this species Darwin's fox?
Because Charles Darwin found.
Because Charles Darwin found them.
Good. මේගොල්ලොන්ව මේ හඳුනාගෙන තියෙන මේගොල්ලොන්ව හොයාගෙන තියෙන්නේ Charles Darwin. Oh, yeah, good. Then මේගොල්ලෝ අතිශය දුර්ලභයි. අතිශය දුර්ලභ සත්ත්ව විශේෂයක් වගේම වඳවියාමේ ඉහළ තර්ජනයකට ලක් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. Then the Arctic fox, very colorful and very attractive species.
Sir, I think they have like a summer coat and a winter coat.
Yeah. They have a color variations. Okay. This small canid is a survival specialist having a number of adaptation for life in cold northern parts of the world. They categorized in least concern. මේගොල්ලොන්ගේ අර කිව්වා වගේම විවිධ කාලවලට මේගොල්ලොන්ගේ ඔය තියෙන පාට වෙනස් වෙනවා. ඔය තියෙන සුදු පාට බොහෝ වෙලාවට දුඹුරු ලා දුඹුරු පාටක් වගේ. කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ අර ඍතු වෙනස් climate change එකත් එක්ක ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ ඔය තියෙන පාට වෙනස් වෙනවා. Then we next slide. This is a doll. It found in Central and Southeast Asia. It lives in a variety of habitats, including rainforest and grasslands. There is one of endangered species in this family. මේගොල්ලොත් වඳවියාමේ අතිශය ඉහළ අවදානකොට මුහුණ දීලා තියෙන්නේ මේ තියෙන තර්ජනත් එක්ක. Then Bengal fox. The Bengal fox is a small wild dog found only in Indian subcontinent. They are categorized in least concern. Okay, there are very little and very tiny species. Bengal fox. Then the black-backed jackal, one of the oldest species of genus Canid. Genus Canis having appeared 2-3 million years ago. They are least concern. මේගොල්ලෝ මේ කියන Canis ගණේ ඉන්න පැරණිතම සමාජිකය වෙනවා.
Sir,
Then we can go to, yeah.
Sir, I've had a question, sir. Sir, does least concern mean that the species population is stable?
It means a lot of things. Then we මෙහෙමයි. දැන් අපි අර කිව්වා වගේ ස්ටේබල් ස්ථාවරයි කියලා කියන්නේ මේවා මේ කියන දත්ත අපි මේ වෙනස් වෙනවා. දැන් මේ දත්ත ගොඩක් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පරණයි. එතකොට දැන් ලීස් කන්සර්න් කියනකොට ඒගොල්ලොන් තර්ජනයක් නැහැ. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ අපි කන්සර්වේෂන් කළේ සංරක්ෂණය කළේ නැත්නම් මේගොල්ලෝ වඳ වෙලා යන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපිට නොදැනුවත්ම ලීස් කන්සර්න් ඉන්න එක්කෙනෙක් near threatened, vulnerable, endangered, critical endangered, extinct in wild කියන තැන්වලට ගිහිල්ලා එයා කවදා හරි එක්ස්ටින්ට් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් එහෙම හිටිය කට්ටිය තමයි දැන් ඔය එක්ස්ටින්ට් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. උදාහරණයක්
Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah, Tasmanian tiger. Good. Tasmanian tiger is the best example for this extinct. Okay. I think you have get some idea your question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the bush dog. It is a rare South American canid. It usually lives near water in rainforest, savannas, and has partly webbed toes for swimming. Okay, then they have a special adaptation for swimming. Okay, they are webbed toes for swimming. Then this is the common canid species found in throughout North and Central America. We categorize this species least concern. Okay, then we can go to the next slide. Crab-eating fox. It is a relatively common South American canid. It found in a variety of habitats, including marshland, savannas, and forests. Then crab-eating fox. What is the special thing there? This
They eat crabs.
Yeah.
Do they eat crabs?
Yeah, good. They eat crab. Then we categorize this species least concern. Then next slide. Dingo. This is the very special species. The dingo is an introduced species. It has been in Australia long enough to become a functional part of the natural ecological system as a top order predator. Okay. The dingo is widely considered to have replaced the thylacine or Tasmanian tiger. Yeah, Tasmanian tiger. We called it Tasmanian wolf in that role and was held to be solely responsible for the disappearance of the thylacine on mainland Australia. Okay. The Tasmanian tiger became extinct in 1936 and hunting and habitat loss were directly linked to this. Okay.
What about the Tasmanian devil? They also
Ta-
took out the Tasmanian tiger.
Sir, they are endangered, but they are still alive, sir.
Sorry, Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian devil?
Devil, sir. He said devil.
Yeah, Tasmanian devil is another species. They are a marsupial. They are we called it marsupials. Okay. There is another species. Then the Tasmanian wolf is another species. Tasmanian wolf and Tasmanian devil. Tasmanian wolf and Tasmanian devil is two species. Okay. ඒ කියන්නේ ටස්මේනියන් වුරුකයා කියන එක්කෙනා ටස්මේනියන් කොටියා කියන එක්කෙනයි ටස්මේනියන් ඩෙවිල් කියන එක්කෙනයි ස්පීසිස් දෙකක්. Then the Tasmanian wolf is extinct in 1936. Okay. Tasmanian tiger became extinct in 1936 because of hunting and habitat loss. අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේම මේගොල්ලොන් පරිසරයේ සුලභව හිටිය කට්ටියක් මේගොල්ලොන්ව දඩයම් කිරීම සහ මේ වාසස්ථාන විනාශයෙන්ද මේගොල්ලෝ 1936 දී වඳ වෙලා යනවා. එතකොට මේගොල්ලෝ කරපු මේගොල්ලෝ ටස්මේනියන් වුල්ෆ්ලා කරපු එකොලොජිකල් බැලන්ස් එක කරන්න ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔස්ට්‍රේලියාවට හඳුන්වලා දෙනවා ඩිංගෝ කියලා එක්කෙනෙක්. එයා තමයි දැන් ඔස්ට්‍රේලියාවේ මෙන්න මේ කියන ecological balance එක සිදු කරගෙන යන්නේ. Okay, then we can go to the next slide. Short-eared dog. The short-eared dog lives in Amazon rainforest in Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Brazil. This is the one of rare species. We categorize that species near threatened. Okay.
Sir, the Sri Lankan stray dog, is it more of a wild or is it a domestic?
It is domestic dog. Okay.
So is it like a separate breed of dog or is it like a mixture of different types?
They are mix and hybrid versions. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay,
Anybody
sir.
hear me?
Sir, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
hear
sir,
you.
we can hear you, sir.
Sir, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. Then the Ethiopian wolf. The Ethiopian wolf is endemic to Ethiopia, where it lives in mountainous Ethiopian highland region. Its diets consists mainly of rodents. We categorize that species endangered. එතකොට දැන් අර මං කලින් අහ ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තරය දෙන්නම්. අර කිව්වාගේ දැන් අපි දැන් මේ ගෘහාශ්‍රිත ඇති කරන බල්ලන් ග්‍රේ වුල්ෆ් ගෙන් පරිණාමය වෙලා ආපු කට්ටිය කියලා අපි දැන් දන්නවා. එතකොට මේ පරිණාමය වෙලා මේගොල්ලෝ මේ බෙදෙනවා වෙන වෙනම මේ මොනවාද breeds වලට. Then Labrador, it was there are lot of breeds. Then the මේගොල්ලෝ අර බ්‍රීඩ් වලට බෙදනවත් එක්කම විවිධ බ්‍රීඩ් වලට බෙදනකොට මේගොල්ලෝ ඒ අතර ඒ බ්‍රීඩ් අතර රීප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් වෙලා වෙනම විශේෂ බිහි වෙනවා. එතකොට ඔය කියන විවිධාකාර බ්‍රීඩ්ස් දැන් තියෙනවා. ගොඩක් කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා ඇත්තටම මම හිතන්නේ සෑහෙන බ්‍රීඩ් ගාණක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ කියන ඔය කියන එවලූෂන් එකත් එක්ක තමයි ඒ කියන මේ බ්‍රීඩ්ස් ඇතිවීම සහ ඔය වගේ සංසිද්ධි රඳා පවතින්නේ. මම එච්චර ලොකුවට ගියේ නෑ මොකද එහෙම ගියොත් මේක සෑහෙන්න ලොකු සෙෂන් එකක් වෙන නිසා. Okay. Now we can go to the next slide. Man wolf. The man wolf is the largest member of the dog family found in South America and the tallest of all canids. They are categorized. We categorize that species near threatened. මේගොල්ලෝ තමයි හැම ස්පීසිස් එකක් අතුරින්ම උසම විශේෂය. Okay. Then they are near threatened species. Now we can go to the next slide. The raccoon dog. They look like a raccoon. Okay, they look like a raccoon. Raccoon dog originally found in East Asia. The raccoon dog was introduced to Western Russia in the early 20th century in order that its fur may be harvested. We categorize that species least concern. මේගොල්ලෝ අර ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ fur ඒ කියන්නේ ලොම් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා මේගොල්ලොන්ව භාවිතා කරනවා ඒ ඇඳුම් නිර්මාණ කටයුතු සඳහා ඒ වගේ දේවල් සඳහා. Okay. It is one of the threats for this their lives. Okay. Then we can go to the next slide. Okay, now we are reached to end of our lecture. I think you collect some knowledge with this session and love your nature every day and do not contribute to it destruction. It is a very important and timely statement about the environment, and it was written by Frank Lloyd Wright, who was American architect, designer, writer, and educator. Okay, study nature, love nature, stay close to nature. It will never fail you. Okay, then I would like to thank Wildlife Protection Society of Royal College and all who participate in this lecture. And finally, I would like to thank members of IZA who supported